Most people think there are 81 mobs in Minecraft, but they're wrong. You see, there's actually over 3,000 of them if you include all the variants, the removed mobs, and the ones that were never meant to be added in the first place. So I'm going to travel back in time to Minecraft's first updates and actually collect every mob in the exact order they were added to the game, starting in 2010. You see, the very first mob in Minecraft was removed over 15 years ago. Now, I don't know if it's even obtainable, let alone trappable, but I did some digging and I might just be able to find it in this version. Why are there so many pigs? Hello? Okay, so I'm just gonna look around for this mob. I think it's supposed to be rare, but I don't know, we'll see. This is literally the only clip I have of the mob, and it's from like an 11-year-old wiki page. I'm not sure this thing exists. I've been looking for way too long. I think I'm gonna trap all the other mobs I can for now, and leave that one for future me.
I was tempted.
Okay, now's probably a good time to mention that I'm going to be trapping each of these mobs in the updates they were first released to the game, which got pretty crazy. Yeah, so this first update brought in the pig, sheep, zombie, skeleton, spider, and creeper, which brings us to 6 mobs out of... This is my life for the next 8 months, isn't it? Well, anyways, I left this empty cage in the middle for that one mob which I can't seem to find. Either the wiki's wrong or I'm just a goose. But I guess it means we'll move on to the next update that brought in new mobs, which is... Now this was the last version before the first official release of Minecraft, and it brought in quite a lot of new mobs. So I'm gonna work my way up from the easier ones all the way up to the hard ones. But I think the first thing I need to do is get some gear, because once again, I'm naked. Man, there's something about finding diamonds in this older version. As I said, this update's where Minecraft really brought in their mob game. I mean, they added the cow, the chicken, and 16 different sheep colors. Because as I said, I'm getting all the variants of every mob. Well anyways, that just means I gotta get all 15 colored dyes. Actually, make that 14, I got cocoa beans. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go trap the other mobs in this version, like the slime and silverfish. Alright, you guys just stay in this little hole for now, and I'll collect as many dyes as I can as I get through them. So, we're now 4 mobs down out of 10. Well, actually, like 24 if you include all the sheep colors. Oh, and the spider jockey. Honestly, I don't know how many mobs I have to trap in this version, but if you didn't pick it up already, I'm going through these basic mobs very quickly, so I can spend more time on the actually interesting mobs, like trapping the literal ender dragon. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. But the next mob on the list is the Enderman, and for some reason back in 2009 they're actually pretty common. So that's another mob checked off the list. Alright, so now's where it kinda gets interesting. So this version introduced the cave spider, but it also introduced the spider jockey, which is basically just a skeleton on top of a spider. And seeing as it's literally a 1% chance of spawning, this might just take a little while. Oh, that took me so long. I'm going to bed now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Wait, what? No. Bro. I quit. Basically what happened there was, in beta 1.8, any mobs that are riding each other will then dismount when you leave the game. But you know, it's fine. I only lost like 6 hours. So I guess I'll get the skeleton jockey along with the removed wither skeleton and stray jockey later on. But for now... Yo. This looks disgusting. Okay, so the nether brought in 2 new mobs. One is this big fella, and the other is the zombie pigman. So I've just got to take him to the overworld. Buddy. I don't think they can go to the overworld. So I built them a nether cage. Look, I made do with the blocks I had. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get a ghast in here. So while I do that, I'll work on the overworld mob cages as well. Man, I'm loving this game. It's so nostalgic and peaceful. But I hate this. Can you... Okay, seriously. Like, why are there 3 of you? cave hell. Oh! And would you look at that? That's almost all the overworld mobs trapped. So I just need to get all the different colored sheep. And already I've got yellow, red, grey, and black dye. There's no way I just died, bro. No, I'm so done. I'm actually so done. Now the rest of the dyes should be pretty simple. I just need some cactus and lapis, and then I just combine them all in a bunch of different ways. Alright, and there's all 15 dyes I'm gonna need. So now it just means I gotta get 15 sheep. Well, actually 16 sheep, because I gotta get the white ones. So with the fancy power of editing, that's 16 sheep, and with a little bit more editing, that's every colored sheep in the game. Which means we're moving on to the final mob in beta Minecraft. I will get this ghast even if it kills me. I have a fishing rod and I'm not giving up until I've trapped a ghast. Bro, you stupid balloon. Nah, you're actually a buffoon. Okay, get in the minecart. No. Alright, take 2. No! That's all of my stuff. Now for the final time. Oh, come on. Get in the boat. The mic. Oh! Hang on. He's in! I never want to do that again. I am taking that. There we go. That is the ghast trapped. I cannot wait to move on to the first release of Minecraft. Now, this is where the game finally started to feel like Minecraft. You know why? You'll see why. But for now, once again, I'll work on the easier mobs in the version, like the squid, the villager, and the snow golem. Now, I just gotta find a mushroom. And they come in the rare mushroom islands, but we don't have elytras back in this version. So I don't know how I'm gonna find one. This might take a little while. Alright, dog, we're gonna find a mushroom island, and we're not giving up until we've found one. Oh? I don't know about you, but I think that's a mushroom island. Let's go. Those are mushroom cows. Alright, there we go. Now I'm thinking instead of transporting these guys all the way back to the other mobs, I'm just gonna build all their cages on this island. But that's a problem for future me. For now though, going back to the nether. Because you see, this is the first version where Minecraft's actually beatable, meaning you can go to the end. But to do that, you need Eyes of Ender. And to make Eyes of Ender, you need blaze rods. And how do you get blaze rods? Blazes. So yeah, this version added blazes and magma cubes. Magma cubes being pretty easy to get. But for the blaze, I think I'm gonna bring Dog with me. As long as he doesn't die, we should be all good. Now the reason I brought the dog is because I actually need some blaze rods so I can get to the end, where I'll be trying to trap the final mob in this version. Alright, 8 should be plenty. Now I just gotta get you in a minecart and get you through the nether portal. Hi dog, we got him. Dog? I mean, I kinda expected him to die, to be honest. Now, the final mob in this version is technically the Ender Dragon, but right now, I can't actually trap it. You see, later on in the video, there's other versions where you can literally ride the Ender Dragon and get it in a boat, but for now, that's not happening. So, seeing as we're done for this version, it's time to build the mob cages. And we'll move on to the next update, which is Minecraft 1.2 added the Iron Golem, the Ocelot, and 3 different types of cats. Minecraft 1.4. This is what they call the horror update. You'll see what I mean very shortly, because it added 5 new mobs. The first one being the zombie villager, which is pretty easy to trap, of course. But for the next 2, I just gotta find a witch hut, which contains the witch and the black cat. Alright, sick. Now before I figure out how to get the last 2 mobs, I think I'm gonna build the cages for these guys. Because you see, I'm trying to make each of these mob cages themed on what the update actually brought to the game. So of course this one's gonna be horror themed. Alright, now before I figure out how to trap the wither, I'll head back to the same nether fortress from where I got the blaze. And since we've updated versions, there should be some wither skeletons, nice. And while I'm here, I'll get the 3 wither skulls I need so I can actually summon the wither. So hopefully this shouldn't take too long. Alright, and there's the 3 wither skulls I need, which means, after leaving you in a minecart for now, I can work on trapping the wither. Except, I don't know how I'm gonna trap the wither. I mean, in later versions of the game, there's glitches where you can like get it in a boat or something, but in 1.4, like none of these methods actually work. Except for one. Now, first step of business is downgrading to 15W47C, because there's a certain block I need to get. Second step of business is getting to the end, so it's a good thing I killed all those blazes earlier. Except I just need ender pearls. Right, third step of business is killing the ender dragon. Without dying, because apparently we're in hardcore mode. There we go. Now to pull off this trick, I just need 5 end crystals. Meaning I'm gonna need 35 glass, 5 eyes of ender, and 5 ghast tears. Alright, now I'll just head back to the end. And using these 5 end crystals, there's a glitch that only works in this version, which should allow me to get that piece of bedrock right there. I hope. So, I gotta place some end crystals around here, and for the last one, I gotta punch it right after placing it. Okay, now if it worked, the bedrock went through this portal and should be sitting at world spawn. Oh, look at that, that's bedrock. Let's go. Now, this only gave me 1 piece of bedrock, but to trap the wither, I need about 6 pieces of bedrock. But seeing as we're in a version from like 13 years ago, there's actually a method I might be able to use to get more, without having to kill the ender dragon again. But to do that, I'm gonna need a bit of redstone to make repeaters, comparators, and dispensers. Now, with this little contraption right here, what's gonna happen is I'll press this button and then start spamming the bedrock in and out of this minecart, and then arrows will come out of this and destroy the minecart, and if I'm lucky, I might just get a null version of the item. You'll see what I mean in a minute. That didn't work. Alright, let's try it again. Oh! Okay, so I've got this weird bedrock with a 0. I just need to put it in this dispenser, and hopefully... Oh! What? There's no way. Okay. Oh. What? Okay, I'm gonna convert my world back before I corrupt anything. So with a little transition, we're back in 1.4. Alright, I'll first of all bring the wither skeleton into its cage. Now for the wither, I should be able to create a cage just like this. And if I summon it, hopefully, it shouldn't escape. Okay, I think that worked. We've actually trapped the wither in 1.4. Let's go. Now, on the topic of withers, this next version actually brought in a pink wither. Because you see, every April Fool's since 2013, Minecraft's introduced an update that's brought in a bunch of cool new features and new mobs. Which means, in this version called Minecraft 2.0, there's 5 pretty weird mobs I have to trap. Now, the first 2 mobs this version added was the... what? Wait. I'm gonna be honest, all I read on the wiki was the mobs it brought. I have no clue what else the update added. Oh, I just lost everything. Okay, I'm doing that again, and I'm sure whatever that was is not gonna happen again. You see, I had to download this version from the Minecraft wiki and install it that way, and instead of installing the blue or red version, I installed the purple one. And it just so happens to be that it's the hardest one. By a lot. I mean, here's me dying 4 times, 9 times, 16 times. It was meant to be one of the easiest and, you know, most peaceful versions in this whole video. Turned out to be quite the opposite. Now, you may be thinking that I can just download the blue or the red version of the update, but my pride would not let me do that. I was going to trap these 5 mobs no matter what. No matter what. Screw pride. Screw actually getting good at the game. I'm doing this on the blue version. I literally died to a chicken. Man, it's just exploding. Now, the first two mobs this version added are the pig pony and the cow horse. This is literally what they're called. But before I can get to the other mobs like the pink wither, I'm first gonna build their cages. Alright, the next mob it brought in is a redstone bug. I'm pretty sure if I just like spam redstone around here, and then when I activate it, they have a small chance of spawning from each piece of redstone dust there is. Okay, there we go. Except the chance increases by 5% for every redstone bug there is in the area, which means it gets pretty crazy. Hang on, that gives me an idea. Alright, so if I start this clock, they should all start spawning in there, and then fall all the way down there, and all I have to do is blow them up. And what? There's so much XP. Okay, that was the easiest 64 levels of my life. Wait, I almost forgot. I actually need to trap one of these guys. Alright, now the second last mob in this version is the diamond chicken. It's basically just a regular chicken, except it's not, because it's blue, it poops out diamonds, and has a 7% chance of spawning. Seeing as I can't seem to find a regular chicken, this might take a little while. No, that's just a regular chicken. Oh yes, there we go. That's the diamond chicken. Oh, chill out. Now, if I just wait up here, he should drop a diamond, yes. And with the diamond chicken done, that's all the mobs trapped except for the pink wither, which is actually the easiest because all I need is pink wool and a flower pot. And if I just place it like this, I should be able to summon a pink wither. Now I can just feed this thing sugar and it'll grow back both of its heads. So that is the pink wither trapped. Now the next update is 1.6, which I'm going to call the horse update. It added the donkey, the mule, and the horse, which comes in 7 base colors and then 5 different markings for each color. Meaning there's 35 different horses I have to get. And this song is not helping. I don't know who decided to play this. Now I think my strategy for getting all of these horses is I'm going to breed them starting with horses from opposite ends of the spectrum, like a white horse with no markings and a dark brown horse with black dots. That way I can maximize the diversity and minimize the... I don't know, I'm just gonna breed them. But you see, breeding these horses requires golden carrots, which are not cheap. So yeah, this is gonna take a while. Alright, and there's all 35 horses split into each of their 7 colors. Now all I have to do is build all of their cages. The next version is 1.8 and it brought in 7 new mobs. Now other than the rabbit and the toast rabbit, these mobs are actually pretty difficult to trap. I mean, I've literally got to get a killer bunny later on. Okay, so I need to get all 3 types of chicken jockeys, but seeing as they're insanely rare, like this one having a 1 in 40,000 chance of spawning, I'm gonna keep looking around for them while I move on to the other mobs. Now you see 1.8 brought in the ocean monuments, which as we know adds the guardian and the elder guardian. So I think the best way to trap them would be to transfer them through a nether portal onto the nether roof. That way I can easily take them all the way to their cages. Oh, he just did 3 yards. Yeah, I don't think my half broken iron armor is gonna cut it anymore. So I'm gonna build a nether portal just beside the ocean monument here and try to first get a guardian inside. Oh, that poor squid. That's gonna be me. I need to rethink this strategy. New strategy. I'm heading into here and building the portal inside. So I think it needs to be like 4x4 wide so the elder garden can actually fit inside. Now I'm definitely gonna need sponges so I can actually light this portal. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, there we go. Now I just gotta link this to the top of the bedrock roof. Alright, I need you to get inside of that nether portal. Okay, that's the elder guardian through the portal and the guardians. Now I just gotta take these guys all the way back across the bedrock roof into their cages, which are not built yet. So you're staying in this hole for now. Now onto the chicken jockeys. I actually managed to find a baby zombie chicken jockey while I was looking for an ocean monument. So that's one of them checked off the list. Now for the pigmen, I think they're actually pretty common in the nether. So yeah, there we go. Now I can't actually get jockey mobs through nether portals, so you're just gonna have to stay in this hole for now. Okay, so those two are pretty easy, but I think this one's gonna be a little bit different. I mean, it's literally got a 1 in 40,000 chance of spawning. Like, that's insane, what? But I might just have an idea. You see, if I build this massive mob farm with water at the bottom, all the regular mobs will fall down there whilst the chicken jockeys will stay floating on top here. Hopefully. I don't know, I'm gonna AFK it overnight and see if this thing actually works. Okay, so there's a lot of chicken jockeys, but I don't see any zombie villagers. So while I AFK there, I'm gonna work on getting the killer bunny. It's basically just a regular bunny, except again, it's not, because it attacks you and literally does 8 hearts of damage. Alright, now this bunny has a 1 in 2,500 chance of actually spawning, so I think my strategy is just gonna be to run around and look for a rabbit that wants to kill me. Wait, what? There's no way. It's literally a killer bunny. I thought I'd be here for hours. I had my popcorn and everything. It took like 20 minutes. I'm not complaining. So with the killer bunny trap, let's check on the zombie villager jockey. And yeah, it's not here. So I went ahead and built all of their cages for this update. As you can see, it's sort of like a laboratory. So all of the buddies in here, the guardians in there, and the jockeys in this one. Speaking of jockeys, wait, that's actually the jockey. Let's go. That took me so long. Right, well that's all the mobs trapped for 1.8. Wait, and the endermites, sorry, I can't forget that. Alright, now the next update is the Frostburn update. Basically, it added 8 new mobs that I have to trap, ranging from easy ones like the polar bear, all the way to mobs you've probably never seen before, like a wither skeleton riding a skeleton horse. So let me real quickly get the easy mobs like the stray, the husk, and, well, the polar bear. Now, just before I can move on to the 4 skeleton horse variants, I need to somehow trap a shulker. So I think while I head to the end to bring a shulker all the way back to the overworld, I'm gonna work on building their custom cages. So as you probably figured by now, the update's frozen themed because of literally all the mobs it added, so I think it'd be a cool idea to build like an igloo sort of thing. I don't know. Okay, that's coming together nicely. Let's see how the shulker's going. Alright, buddy, I need you to please get in this minecart. Alright, now this update has 4 skeleton horse jockeys, so as usual, I'm gonna work my way from the easy ones to the hard ones. So first of all, I just need some lightning to strike to summon a skeleton horse, which also gives me a skeleton horse jockey. Now for the next variant, I just need to suffocate this guy in some powdered snow, which turns a skeleton horseman into a stray. There we go. And the last variant is by far the most difficult one. For one, because you've probably never seen it before, and 2, because it requires me to build this massive platform. Okay, so step 1 is lightning strikes this platform, summoning a skeleton horse, and then the water pushes it through the portals. Once that happens, we'll get on to step 2. Step 2 is I head through these portals and activate the skeleton horses, which leads to them being ridden by wither skeletons. Step 3 is I trap them. Now, this next update added quite a few mobs. Oh, and by quite a few, I actually mean over 3,000 of them. Because later on, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get all 3,072 tropical fish. For now though, there's 5 parrot variants I gotta get. So my strategy is just to run around in this jungle and look for them. Oh, no, that's a chicken. And yep, this seems to be working. Okay, there's a second one, the third one, and the... Why is this guy so stubborn? Take the seed! And there's all 5 parrot variants. So I'll leave you guys just here while I look for the other 2 land mobs, which are the llama and the phantom. Wait, that was actually really easy. Okay, moving on to the ocean creatures. These ones also shouldn't be too hard. I just gotta get the cod, salmon, dolphin, pufferfish, turtle, and drown. Okay, that should be all of them, except for the 3,072 tropical fish. You know, I started this video thinking maybe I'd be able to actually do all of them, but this whole time there's been this looming threat of all of these tropical fish, and honestly, I have no clue how I'm gonna get all of them without spending another year on this project. So the way these work is each tropical fish that spawns has one of 2 shapes it could be, and that shape can have one of 6 patterns, and each pattern can have one of 16 different base colors, and each base color can have one of 16 different pattern colors, which gives the 3,072 different combinations. And what's worse is 90% of the time they only spawn as one of these 22 preset variants, which means only 10% of the time will I get one of these 3,050 different other variants. Not that that helps my problem at all. In fact, it makes it a lot worse. So yeah, hold on, so it seems like they have a 100% spawn chance in lush caves, which weren't added until about 1.18, and we're in 1.13, so I'm gonna have to upgrade my version for this. So what I'm thinking is I build this massive spawning chamber where I can put all of the tropical fish in. And you see, there's this mathematical concept called the Euler-Mascheroni constant, which gives me this formula that I can actually use to get the number of fish I need in the chamber for a 99% chance of having all 3,072 different variants. That way I don't have to individually look at each of the fish, but instead just have them all in a massive chamber. And if that's too much for you, don't worry, you'll get it in a second. Okay, so first step, I'm just gonna build up a pretty big chamber. So basically what's gonna happen is they'll spawn in here and then be pushed up by the soul sand, and then they'll fall down into a separate chamber that's far enough away so the mob cap won't be affected by them. That way they could just keep on spawning. So I'll just dig out a big enough cage to hold a bunch of these fish. And while I do that, I'll actually explain what the plan is. So instead of getting thousands of buckets and individually catching each of these tropical fish I need, I'm gonna use the formula from earlier to figure out the exact number of fish I'd need in one big chamber so that it has a 99% chance of having every type of tropical fish. That way I can at least say there's a 99% probability that I got all of them. Okay, let me just clear out any water in a 64 block radius around me. That way all the fish should be spawning inside of this chamber. Okay. They're not coming to the top. Oh wait, that's right. I gotta put kelp on the bottom so it creates the bubble. Okay, and any second now they should start coming up. Yes! Okay! Oh, that's so many of them. We're gonna be done in no time. Wait, let's actually figure out exactly how many we're gonna need again. Okay. That's a lot. Well, I think I'm gonna move on to the next update while I AFK at this tropical farm and come back to it in a bit. Now, before we get to the raid mobs, which I don't know how we're gonna get, start with the other mobs in the version, like all 7 panda variants, including the brown one, which is insanely rare. So let's just look in the bamboo jungle for them. And yeah, that's a regular panda, lazy panda, playful panda, bro, chew with your mouth. Chew with your mouth, weak panda, an aggressive panda, worried panda, and not a single brown panda. It's been 3 hours. So while I look for it, I'll grab the other mobs in this version, like the fox and the Arctic fox. Boom, into your cages that I just spent hours designing and building. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I've actually spent hours off camera actually moving all of these mobs into their cages. I just haven't showed them because, I mean, who wants to see that? Now, I just need to wait for a wandering trader and his llama to spawn so I can trap them. So while I do that, I'm gonna look for a trident and put channeling on it. And that is to get the next mob, which is the brown mushroom, which if you didn't know is created when a regular mushroom is struck by lightning. Okay, yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. Now I'll just head to a mushroom island and wait for a thunderstorm. Now I should be able to just throw this trident at one of these mushrooms. And yeah, sick, there we go. Yes, it's a brown panda. Oh, that took me so long. Yes. Okay, next are the 6 different raid mobs. And you know how all this works, so boom, bam, bop, there's a raid. Okay, now I gotta trap 2 of you. We'll see why in a minute. Hello? Wait, I gotta kill these guys to actually continue with the raid. Ooh, chill! You can break leaf! Okay, this should be the last wave coming. So here's the plan. Mobs I can trap in a boat, I'll put them in a boat. Once I can't, I'll put them in a hole. Okay, there's the pillager. Look, Vindicator, get in the boat. Bro, what? We get in the boat! The Vindicator, the Evoker, and the Vex. Okay. Oh, okay, get in this hole, please. Oh, there's a wandering trader. Okay. Yes! Okay. Name tag, and the wandering trader as well. Oh, I don't know about you. I think that was a success. Apart from the fact that I have to literally transport these guys into their camp. I don't know about you, but I think that's yeah. Oh yeah, the reason I got 2 pillagers was because when their crossbow breaks like that, they actually become a peaceful pillager. This next update is probably one of the silliest, also one of the coolest updates that Minecraft's added, and it is the 2019 April Fool's update. And as you can see, it's pretty weird. And honestly, I don't know how I'm going to describe this to you. But yeah, basically it added 2 new mobs. I just got to type in one of these weird commands that were added to this update. Like, nerd. To summon a nerd creeper. This is so weird, but I mean, I said I was getting every mob. Now, the other mob is summoned with another command. How do you turn this on? And it gives me this insanely fast horse. It also jumps like, very high. Yep, again. Weird update. Now what's cool about this horse is I can actually transfer it into future Minecraft versions to help me get all the other mobs, which just make things so much easier. For example, using this neat little program called MCA Selector, I can transfer it into the next update, which is 1.15. And as you can see, I've still got the horse. Not that it's very useful for this update, because it literally added the bee and that's it. Tropical fish, tropical fish, tropical fish. I've been here for quite some time now, and using this little metric up here, I'll be able to determine how many tropical fish are actually in the cage down there. Remember, we need 39,000. Oh! It is so laggy right now. There's only just over 4,000 tropical fish, but my world is dying right now. I can barely even move. There's so many of them. Wait, but how am I supposed to get 39,000 if my game can't even handle 5,000? There's actually no way I can get all these tropical fish. At least that's what I thought. You see, I went to bed that night, hopeless, thinking there was no way I could get all these tropical fish, but I woke up with an idea. Hold on, what if I have these tropical fish, except at the same time I don't have these tropical fish? Because when I go 64 blocks away, they go far enough that they just unload, but technically they're still there because when I go back in the 64 block radius, they reload again. So if I just AFK for 9 times longer than I just did, there should theoretically be 40,000 tropical fish down there. So I AFK'd there. How long for? I wasn't sure. Days, weeks. Honestly, I didn't care anymore. All I knew was that I had no clue whether I had the tropical fish. Honestly, I don't know if this worked or not. Okay, this next update added the nether. Wait, no, it revamped the nether. Adding 6 new mobs to the game, ranging from easy ones to not so easy ones, as usual. Now the hard part isn't actually getting these guys in a boat, because as you can see, that's not too bad. But it's actually transporting these guys into their custom cages. Not only that, but it's also building their custom cages. These guys are so annoying, bro. Right, there's the piglin and the zombified piglin, not to be confused with the zombie piglin. Okay, you Mr. Strider, just gotta come with me. Okay, nice, into your cage. Whoa, okay, that's a lot of damage. Gotta lure you without getting hit. Okay, that's the only totem I have. I'm gonna need some more protection. You see, while this update added 6 new mobs, it also added a counter against these mobs. Full netherite armor, baby. Okay, you, piglin brute, into your cage. Okay, there's the hoglin as well. For the last one, I'll just bring another hoglin into the overworld, zombify it, and bring it back. That's all 6 new nether mobs trapped. Okay, this next update, which is another April Fool's update, brought in over 2 billion new dimensions to the game, some of which containing mobs that were never meant to be obtained in survival Minecraft. Okay, now starting with the giant. If I head to Dimension Z by putting the letter Z into a book and throwing it into a portal, I should be able to find a bunch of cool mobs, one of them hopefully being the giant. Okay, and yeah, look at that. I just gotta build a decently sized nether portal to fit this guy and lure him through. Now, seeing as he has no AI, meaning he can't actually walk, I can actually put him inside of a minecart, which just looks so cursed. Okay, there we go, he's in his cage. Okay, the next mob is kind of a mob, but also a block at the same time. You'll get what I mean in a second. So I'm pretty sure if I just type ant in a book and chuck it in, which brings me to an interesting dimension. I don't actually know what I'm looking for. Pretty sure it's supposed to be like a certain block that keeps on moving around. This is all literally just white concrete that goes straight to the void. Oh, actually, it could be a good idea to head all the way to 0, 0. There might be something over there. Oh, hold on. I don't know if you can see that, but looks like there's a few pixels moving. What? Patience. What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, so basically, this is what the game calls an ant. Doesn't really look like one, but I guess it does that. Can I break it? I can't break it. So it's moving around all these blocks. What if I trap it? Oh, it just eats my grass blocks. What if I dig around it? Yeah. Oh, it stopped, yes. Can I even break it? I don't think I can, hold on. Wait, this might take a little while. This is not breaking. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna trap it here. Patience? Trapped, baby! And for the last mob in this version, I just gotta head to Dimension A. It just has a bunch of crafting tables, but amidst all of this, there should just be an illusioner. Lots of illusioners. I'm blind. Get me out of there! No, get away. I literally can't see anything. Okay, you buddy, get in this nether portal. Oh, bro, they're actually inside of me. Okay, get in this nether portal. Please, just walk through the nether portal. Yes! Okay, he's through. Okay, boat. Boom. Oh, I think he's in the boat. He's in the boat. Okay. Oh, that's my boots gone as well. I'm literally half naked. Okay. I'm not scared. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so basically, I just gotta get you into your I forgot to build his cave. You know what? That's gonna have to do. Now come here and get in your No, you're actually kidding. Name tag. Nether portal. In the boat. Okay. In the minecart. Now get in your cage. Yes. Okay, he's in. That's actually one illusion and not 4. Well, with these interesting mobs trapped, let's move on to the next update, which is 1.17. This update technically only added 3 mobs, but because of the variants, there's actually 8 different mobs I gotta get. Most of them being really easy, but there's 2 which might take quite a while. Okay, so starting with the glow squid and the goats. Now with the goat, the normal variant's pretty easy to get, because they make up 98% of spawns. But only 2% of the time will they spawn as a screaming goat. And seeing as each mountain biome only spawns a few different goats, this might take quite a while. So while I look around for that, I'm gonna get all the different axolotl variants, including the blue one, which as you know has a 1 in 1,200 chance of spawning. However, if there's anything I learned making this video, it's to work smarter and not harder. Because you see, since I'm in 1.17 right now, blue axolotls can still naturally spawn in the wild, whereas in future versions, Minecraft made them only breedable. And if you didn't know, there's actually a way to make an axolotl farm. Just like that. So basically what's gonna happen is the axolotls will spawn in here and then chase after the drowned and head through this nether portal. From there, I'll inhumanely suffocate them all inside of a chamber together. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, let's see. How are we doing? Okay, that's a lot of axolotls. However, I don't yet see a blue one. So for now, I'll just pick up all the other variants I need to get. And hopefully, maybe with the power of editing, there might just be... Wait, we've got a blue axolotl. Oh, let's go. Wow, let's put him in a bucket and hand the mic over to Lucid to see how the screaming goats go. Yeah, thanks for that. So it's been a while, no screaming goat yet. We do have a candidate down here, so just gotta listen out for one of those. Oh, okay, enough of the voice. We got a screaming goat, guys. Wait, do the thing again. Come on. Yes, see, it's literally a screaming goat. That took me so long. Well, you know what time it is. Now this next update is probably one of my favorite of all time. It is the 1 block at a time April Fool's update. Now the update literally added an infinite amount of mob variants because as you can see right here, I can literally stack mobs on top of each other. Not to mention the fact that I can pick up blocks and throw them on top of mobs' heads. Like what? So for my sanity, I think I'll pass on that. You know, maybe a future video. Well actually, I'm gonna use this feature to just get the skeleton spider drop. The one I spent hours getting at the very start of the video. Well, other than that, there's actually 3 new mobs I can get in this version, including the Ender Dragon. Yeah, you'll see how in just a minute. Now the first of these mobs is the Spyglass Skeleton, which just spawns naturally in the wild, as you can see right there. Okay, just stay in this hole. The next one is the Mars Wolf. Never heard of it? I don't blame you. It's not actually supposed to be obtainable, like at all, ever. You see, Mojang added it as a little hidden joke for the developers, where if you name tag a wolf Mars in this update, it turns this cool new texture. However, as you might have guessed, in this update, there's like no way to get a name tag, let alone an anvil. And even if I somehow managed to get those 2, there's literally no way to name the name tag with the anvil. So why is this mob on the list then? Well, I think I may have found a way to get it. So first of all, we're gonna go back to the update we were just in. Now I need to find a name tag to call it Mars. Okay, sick, there we go. And remember that MCA selector program I used for the overpowered horse? Well, I can actually throw the item on the ground and then transfer this chunk to the 1 block at a time update. And now if I head to these same coordinates, there should be the name tag sitting on the ground. However, since the item is in the usual block state and not in the 1 block at a time block state, when I pick it up, Minecraft just doesn't put it in my hands. That's where this guy comes in. So I can take the fox to the item, make him eat it, and then unfortunately I have to kill the fox, which puts it in the correct block state. So now when I mine it, I have the name tag. Now all I have to do is find a wolf, kill some skeletons, and use the bones to tame the wolf. And now for the big moment. When I name tag this wolf, it should turn into a Mars wolf. Keyword should. I haven't tested this out yet. Oh yes! We actually got it. Oh, that took an entire day to figure out. Let's go! Now, the final mob in this version is, of course, the Ender Dragon. Before we can get the Ender Dragon, we first need to get to the end. And how do we get to the end? Nether portals. That's not complete. Nether portals. Hang on, this goes to the nether, not the end. Wow, you see, in nether fortresses, when you click on a chest, they actually, well, they do that. And as you can see, there's an end portal frame. So, I just need to get 11 more of these. Okay, the last one right there. And boom, that's an end portal. A lopsided end portal? What? Nevertheless, still an end portal. A lopsided end portal that doesn't work. Now you might be wondering, Lucid, are you gonna beat the Ender Dragon while you're naked with 2 hands? Well, little Timmy, do I have a surprise for you? Because you see, in this update, I don't actually have to kill the Ender Dragon. In fact, what I can do instead is ride the Ender Dragon. This is so cool. Ooh, check out this Enderman. But what's even better about this is if I fly down to the void, I can bring the Ender Dragon into the overworld. Well, the world looks insane from up here. Oh, this is actually really making me appreciate Minecraft right now. What is happening right now? Okay, enough of this. I actually gotta trap this guy. So see, if I transfer to version 15W47C and build a pillar at 0, with a boat on top, the Ender Dragon's gonna come and enter inside of that boat. Like, that just looks so weird. Okay, well, that is the Ender Dragon trapped. Now this next version is the Deep Dark, which, as you probably guessed, added the Warden. However, it's not so deep dark yet, because first, I gotta get the LA, all 3 different frog variants, and the tadpole. So for the orange frog, I can just go to a regular swamp biome, and it should be right there, nice. Now if I breed them with some slime balls,
Whoa, hey!
pop out some tadpoles, nice. Which I can also use to hatch a white frog in a mangrove swamp, and a green frog in a snowy biome. Okay, sick. Well now, it actually gets deep and dark. Okay, so trapping the Warden. I've actually done this twice. The first time, I don't know how I survived. And the second time, I used a glitch to get stacks of totems. This time, as you can see, I don't even have 1 totem. Nevertheless, I'm gonna trap the Warden like any pro Minecrafter would do. And that, as you'll see, comes in 3 steps. The first step is building a long tunnel into a cage. The second step is building this super complicated redstone contraption. It's basically just gonna give the Warden a migraine. The third step is... Go, get me out of there. Oof, right. Okay, I think that's the Warden trapped. That was actually easier than I thought. Oh, never mind. Well, let's stay at least half a continent away from him, and we can move on to the next version. So, 1.20 added 2 mobs. The first one, as you can see, being the camel, and the other one being the sniffer.
Sniffer? But I hardly know her.
But where did you come from? Now, I don't actually have too much to say, so I'll just trap these guys and move on to the next set of mobs. Okay, this next update is the 2023 April Fool's update, and as you might be able to tell by the name, it adds the ability to vote for crazy cool new features. Hang on, I got buffed fishing. What? Oh, this is insane! Hang on, a splash potion of turtle. Let's see. Oh! I'm a turtle! I guess we're stuck as this for now. But yeah, I added 3 new mobs. One of them requiring me to literally go to the moon later on. Mob 1, I just gotta name a wolf King Bee Dog, and it'll have a crown on. Mob 2, I need to wait for the ray tracing vote to come. However, since there are just so many different votes in this version, I might be waiting for a while. So, Mob 3, basically, if I fly up high enough, I should eventually be transported to the moon just like that. Dude, flying turtles on the moon? This is what my dreams are like. Anyways, as you can see here, we've got a bunch of moon cows. Wait, what is this? Oh. Oh? Yo, what? It just keeps getting bigger. Okay, I think we can call this trapped. Well, let's head back to Earth while we wait for the ray tracing vote. Dude, wait, is this it? Yes! Okay, so he should hopefully be somewhere around spawn. Okay, yeah, there he is. I'm not sure what that is in his bum, but... Oh. Didn't like me saying that. Okay, well that's the ray tracing mob trapped. So 1.21 added 4 different mobs. However, the wolf comes in 8 different new variants, which basically just each spawn in their own biome, like this one in the pine tiger biome. So I think while I look for them, I'll grab the other 3 mobs in this version. Starting with the trial chamber. Well, the breeze, but first I gotta go in the trial chamber. So I have no clue what to expect, because I've actually never been in one of these. Okay, you're the guy I'm looking for. Oh, it's quite cold in here. Must be the breeze. So I just need you to please come with me. Okay, sick. Mob number 2 is the bog. It's basically just a swampy skeleton. Oh, I don't really know much to say. Now, just before I get the final mob, which is the creaking, I'm gonna build up all their cages for one of the last times, which is kind of sentimental, but also good because I'm so happy to be done with all of these mobs. Okay, so apparently they're found in what's called a pale garden, which looks to be that biome over there. This is kind of creepy. I've never actually been here before. So I'm looking for a pale heart, and if I put it just in line with an oak tree like that, it should soon enough spawn a creaking. Yes, nice. Now I can't actually take these guys out of a 32 block radius to trap them, otherwise they'll just decompose. So what I can do is just look at you to stop you from moving, and then put you in a hole. Boom, that's the creaking trapped. Okay, and there is all 8 new wolf variants. Did you forget? I bet you forgot. Okay, now we're on the final update of this video before I have to trap the literal human from the very start, which is the Mounts of Mayhem update. And it added 5 new mobs for me to trap. The last of which was actually supposed to be an illegal mob, one that was only meant to be found in an April Fool's snapshot. Recently, they just made it obtainable in regular Minecraft. So, I mean, that's nice. Okay, well, the first mob that it added is the Nautilus, which I can just tame with a bucket of pufferfish. Wait, I can ride it? Well, you just come with me, and I'll leave you here until I build your cage. Well, now I just need to find the zombie Nautilus jockey and the coral zombie Nautilus jockey. The zombie one spawns near ocean ruins. Okay, you just stay in this cage for now. While the coral one spawns in warm oceans. Ooh, wait, that actually looks pretty cool. How? Now, the final 2 mobs I have to get in this version are the zombie horse and the zombie horseman. Horseman, not horseman. Which act like skeleton horse traps, except they have a 1% chance of spawning. So this might take a little while. Oh, that's one over there. Okay, come with me into this hole for now, please. Oh, that's so much damage. Yes, okay, he's in the hole. Let me just cover it up so he doesn't die at daytime. Okay, so that's the zombie horse jockey. Now I just need to get the zombie horse. Oh, there's one literally right there. Okay, sweet, there's the zombie horse. Wait, no, I forgot they burn. Get in the water. So I found another one. Okay, you better not die. I just need you guys to follow me to the ocean where I can build all of your cages for the final time. Oh yeah, and by the way, I managed to get the human mob from the very start. I was literally just in the wrong version. Well, this video took me almost an entire year to make, so if you could subscribe, that would mean the world to me. Oh yeah, and comment if I did miss any mobs. I'd love to know.